It's the most wonderful time of the year. Not Christmas. Trade talk.
Cause the Giants stink.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed the Spurs win last night. And we are getting a ton of rumors in regards to De'Aaron Fox over the last 24 hours. Do I think this trade should happen? Should it happen? We'll talk about that in a few moments. But first, let's get into this article from Air Alamo. If you have turned into social media or tuned in at all over the past 24 hours, you've seen the rumors swirling around De'Aaron Fox in San Antonio. Fox declined a contract extension and recently went on the Draymond Green show with Baron Davis and explained his reasons. He wants to win. He wants to know that Sacramento has a plan to make that happen. At the time of this video, the Spurs are 15 and 13, ninth place and finally healthy. The Kings are 13 and 16, 12th place, three-game losing streak. Fox wants to win. Right now, the Kings are kind of heading in the wrong direction. Call it the DeMar DeRozan effect? Ooh, too soon? What? No? All right. So right now it is not happening, as the article states, and this rumor has evolved into a rumor with legs. The NBA world is talking. The more they talk, the more this feels like a real possibility. Searching for articles on this, obviously I found the Air Alamo and Spurs fans, Sports Illustrated, Bleacher Report. Everybody in the last 24 hours has talked about this in some regards. Well, except for TSR Sports until finally now, but there's a lot of other rumors that we want to cover in this video. You saw it in the thumbnail. Ken's 5 beat writer Jeff Garcia brought up an important nugget that makes Fox to San Antonio sound more feasible. The Kentucky Wildcats star graduated from high school in Texas, and he has a real affinity for a Spurs legend. The one, the only, Manu Ginobili. All right, cool. Let's move up the article a little bit and get to this point. Our Spurs are ahead of schedule if you use preseason win projections as a barometer for their progress. Most predictions had them down for about 35 wins, but their own pace is to blow by that number. And they are. We checked last night and they didn't get their 15th win until, my goodness, I think like March. They were like 15 and 53 when they got their 15th win. They got their 15th win last night against only 13 losses. So, yes, way, infinitely ahead. Thanos finger snap ahead of last year's pace. Their improvement could be an additional motivating factor for players ready for a change in atmosphere. And we've already seen this a little bit. From Trey Young last season to Rob Dillingham and even the number one high school prospect in the nation, AJ Dabansa, they want to play with Wemby. The top of the pool of San Antonio superstar, it's always easier to recruit players when they have a positive connection to the city or the team. The Kings will likely try everything they can to retain their best player. I guess that makes sense. But Fox becomes their biggest trade asset if they don't turn their season around soon. So if these guys, these Kings, if they're even in a worse spot and looking like maybe even a plane's not possible, getting closer to the All-Star break, could he move on from Fox? Maybe. Fortunately, the Spurs, oh, these ads are killing me. Fortunately, the Spurs have plenty to send Sacramento if they seriously put him on the trade block. All right, let's get into my 2 cents. All right, so Fox is a scoring point guard. He's not a great 3-point shooter, though. I was really surprised when I checked his basketball reference stats. He's only 33% for his career. Fox would obviously start if we brought him in. He's 26 points per game this year, last year. So him and Wemby, that would be a scoring tandem. But then what happens with Stephon Castle? You drafted Stephon Castle to be the point guard, hopefully the point guard of the future. You can bring in Fox. He's your point guard of here and now and the immediate future. I'm kind of mixed on this, Spurs fans. I I know the rumor mill is hitting hard on De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs, but I don't see it happening. It doesn't feel like the Spurs' way to bring in a big star via trade. I think, my personal opinion, is that we're going to continue to build internally through the draft the best players that we can, develop the guys we have, but then add vets that don't break the bank, like we did this season. The Harrison Barnes type of players, the Chris Paul type of players that you can get for 10 to 15 million a year that round out your roster and give you a balanced team instead of putting in 50 to 100 million on just one or two players, but you don't have the tools around them to win. A great example of this is what the Los Angeles Lakers are doing. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, ton of money tied up, but they don't have the bench, the pieces around to win consistently. Matter of fact, the last few years they've played a playing team over and over. That's not what I want for our Spurs. I want them to be a championship team. And putting all this money into one guy plus Wemby doesn't feel Spursy, does it? So I don't think this is going to happen because he's gonna have a huge contract extension coming up. What, 45 to 50 million? So probably not. If it happens, I'll root for him, but I don't think it will. Do you? Drop a comment down below. That being said, we have two other players on this thumbnail we have to address. Jimmy Butler over there on the left. Bleacher Report did an article, maybe Jimmy Butler to the Spurs. Listen, Butler's 35. Yes, he can still ball. Last week he dropped 35, 19, and 10, plus 4 steals in an overtime game versus Detroit. Jimmy Butler is a huge upgrade over Harrison Barnes. I like HB, but come on now. Jimmy Butler's a different type of player. But he is 35 years old, making 49 million this year and 52 next year. That is a crap ton of money. The Heat are going to want a whole bunch of assets for him, draft picks, players, etc. And all those picks for a guy making that much money with a very long injury history. I was looking. He hasn't played at least 65 games since the 2018-19 season. He's currently dinged up right now, an ankle issue, an illness. I think it's way too risky for teams that want to win right now, as in now, as in this year, not will then be soon, but now, you bring Jimmy Butler in. We're not winning now, we're winning later. So that move I don't think happens. And then the last player right above me, Brandon Ingram. Speaking of long injury history, Brandon Ingram and maybe any Pelican at this point, is the Pelicans are the worst team in the Western Conference by far, decimated by injuries. I'm seeing trade rumors for Brandon Ingram, even Zion Williamson, even former Spurs DeJounte Murray now already. They're talking about moving, seeing rumors maybe he'll be traded by the All Star break. This is not a player. When I look at his career, he's only played 65 games or more once. His rookie year in 16 and 17. He's injured right now at the time of this video since December 8th with a severe ankle sprain. I've seen reports stating that he's looking for a contract extension of about 50 million per year. A dude that's dinged up all the time, that's going to cost us a ton of trade assets and a huge contract. Yes, he's younger than Butler. This for me is also a no. And I've seen a lot of you mention Brandon Ingram, TSR, Brandon Ingram. I'm like the guy that's always injured with a huge contract and what we'll have to give up for him. To me, I don't see any of these happening. If one of them does, again, I'll root for it. I'll be happy. I'll be like, all right. It is what it is. They're a Spur now, and I'm rooting for the guys that's wearing a Spurs uniform. But I see us making no big moves. Seriously, I know you got some of you want a big move. It just doesn't feel Spursy trading away everything for one player. That's no, we don't do that, and I don't think we're going to. Drop a comment down below. Do you think any of these three players will be a Spur at the All-Star break, or do you think this is just the usual every year around this time after December 15th when the trades open up? We're gonna get all these trade rumors. This guy's going to the Spurs, and this guy's going here, and this guy's going there, and then in the end, pretty much nothing happens. Maybe if God willing, Zach Collins won't be a Spur after the All-Star break. No disrespect to Zach Collins. He's not even playing anymore. He's out of the rotation. Charles Bassey, as long as he can stay healthy, clearly should be the backup to Wemby. And if we can somehow move Collins, I think that would be the one big move this team could do is clear up that 18 million he's due next year and get something for him. And for Zach Collins, he can't be happy not playing anymore. So put him in a better position where he can actually play too. So both sides are happy. That would be the ultimate goal in the end. So if there's something to support the channel, subscribe to become part of Rossman's Spurs community. I thank you, and as always, and it's Sunday, so enjoy the rest of your weekend. And oh, I might get this in the end. Go Giants! Woohoo! Take care. Go Spurs! Go.